Right. Is that here? What's up, Berserker Patriots? I'm gonna do a little Bible reading at the beginning here. First, I'm gonna start off with a prayer, guys. Got some news tonight. It's a lot of the same, but just more extreme. Got some Bible readings tonight. So, Lord Jesus, please watch over us, bless us, give us guidance, bring peace, Lord, and understanding. And if this is your time that you have warned us of, Lord, just bring us, brothers and sisters in Christ, together. Bring the warriors of Christ together so we can be ready to fight the darts of the devil, Lord, and watch over us. Bring healing and peace to the world. Amen. Okay. Where did it take this one? Okay. What's up? How you doing tonight? Okay. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and read even though nobody's on here because once this gets posted... Oh, well. This is, turned me into the Book of Daniel again. Earlier during the first year of King Belshazzar, reign in Babylon, Daniel had a dream. Oh, this page is crinkled. Ah, crud. The page is crinkled. Okay, now I can see it. And this is what he saw. In my vision that night, I, Daniel, saw a great storm churning the surface of a great sea, with strong winds blowing from every direction. Then 4 huge beasts came up out of the water, each different from the others. The first beast was like a lion with eagle's wings. As I watched, its wings were pulled off, and it was left standing with its 2 hind feet on the ground, like a human. And it was given a human mind. Then I saw a second beast, and it looked like a bear. It was rearing up on one side, and it had 3 ribs in its mouth between its teeth. And I heard a voice saying to it, "Get up, devour the flesh of my people." Then the third of these strange beasts appeared, and it looked like a leopard. It had 4 birds' wings on its back, and it had 4 heads. Great authority was given to this beast. Then in my vision that night, I saw a 4th beast, terrifying, dreadful, and very strong. It devoured and crushed its victims with huge iron teeth, and trampled their remains beneath its feet. It was different from any of the other beasts, and it had 10 horns. As I was looking at the horns, suddenly another small horn appeared among them. 3 of the first horns were torn out by the roots to make room for it. This little horn had eyes like human eyes, and a mouth that was boasting arrogantly. I watched as thorns were pulled in place, and the Ancient One sat down to judge. His clothing as white as snow, his hair like purest wool. He sat on a fiery throne with wheels of blazing fire. And a river of fire was pouring out, flowing from his presence. Millions of angels ministered to him. Many millions stood to attend him. Then the court began its session, and the books were opened. I continued to watch because I could hear the little horn's boastful speech. I kept hearing until the fourth beast was killed, and its body was destroyed by fire. The other three beasts, had their authority taken from them, but they were allowed to live a while longer. As my vision continued that night, I saw someone like a son of man coming with the clouds of heaven. He approached the Ancient One and was led into his presence. He was given authority, honor, and sovereignty over all the nations. The language would obey him. His rule is eternal. It will never end. His kingdom will never be destroyed. I think we know what that is, right? That's the prophecy of Revelations. Okay? And that is the book of Daniel. That is literally the very first page and chapter. Wait, no, it's not. No, I'm sorry. It's Daniel chapter 7, verse 7 is what it is. But basically, most of the book of Daniel is, okay, I see I got a thumbs up, but it doesn't tell me anybody's on here. Once again, I don't know if anybody's on here. None of my stat things are working. I've tried to turn my live chats on, and nothing's popping up on my screen. So, tonight I started off with the Bible reading, and then now I'm going to go into the news. And if I don't see anybody on here between now and the time I'm done giving my news, I'm just going to cut out for the night. Because I'm starting a podcast this coming week, so I probably won't even be doing much on social media anymore. They're trying to pass a new law in the state of Florida, if you don't know about it. That's why I'm just going to go do my own podcast. It's because our awesome governor is trying to pass a bill right now that makes it to where all podcasters, social media influencers, and bloggers have to register your sites with the Florida government so they can regulate your content properly. And I'm not okay with that. Love you. Thank you. Like I said, thanks for the comment. If you're on here, they're not letting anything on the top of my screen work tonight, so I don't know if anybody's on here. Normally it'll have the little dude and it'll give me a number of people, but tonight it's not giving me anything, and I'm getting no statistics whatsoever on either one, on my laptop or on my phone. So that's all right. I'll still keep going, you know. But like I was saying, I posted some what do they call them? I didn't make a video. I just posted a pictures and an informational. Why is my brain drawing a blank? Come here. I created a post. Sorry. I created a post earlier. And these are the front page of my local paper. I know my local paper very well because I've been in it numerous times for my rallies and my protests and things like that. I posted what the headlines right now. No, I didn't. I'm a business owner. Of course I didn't vote for that. I can't afford to hire people now. No, I didn't. Most people aren't even paying the new minimum wage. I think they have like 5-10 years before it has to go all the way up. Most people are paying more than what the new minimum wage is, though. And you'll notice those are all the companies that are going broke right now and shutting down most of their chains everywhere. So that costs a lot of money. You got to understand that. What we need to do is we need to have less oligarchs in the world controlling the banks, because now they're collapsing because of their diversity hires. What we need is less diversity hires and more people getting hired into the housing markets and into the banking fields that know what they're doing, that are here to help the United States people, not the federal government taking over the banks once they collapse and then creating a digital currency that can control us completely. Because, oh, you want to pay that cell phone bill, you better erase that post that you just made. Sorry, we control your money now. I'm not okay with that. But God, there's so many things they can be doing with our economy. No, I don't. No, because Medicare and Medicaid already doesn't do. I mean, it doesn't really do anything for them. I would be more for a Christian standpoint of this, to where an exchange of services could be a mutually beneficial exchange of services could be done between people and individual companies and get people the help that they need. But also there's very easy things we could do to avoid needing much medical attention as well, like not glorifying mental disability and obesity as the right thing to be, so you can feed your kids poison at McDonald's that is now owned, by the way. Bill Gates supplies all the food to McDonald's, just so you understand, everybody. If you eat at McDonald's, you're eating Bill Gates genetically altered meat. So, yeah. But, no, I would prefer that we just had a limited government like it's supposed to be, a constitutional republic like it's supposed to be, and we have politicians that are public servants and not in the field for a paycheck. We need law enforcement officers that are in the line of duty for a public servant, not for a paycheck. That's what we need. We need government officials that don't want to collect all that extra money that they don't really need, because you do know when you're like a congressman and shit like that, you just get free shit, right? They get free shit everywhere they go. Nobody charges them for anything. They get free cars. They get a lot of them, their houses are paid for. I can go with like that type of thinking, like, well, hey, we're not going to pay our politicians as much as, say, a corporate millionaire makes every year. So yeah, we have a per diem and a stipend for food, and we have a stipend for a vehicle and insurance and shit like that. I'm down for that. That's okay. But that can be achieved through other ways. Our United States government can collect money from more than just the people. You understand this, right? We should be one of the largest importers and exporters in the world, but we're not. China and Japan are, and places like that. We haven't been the largest importer or exporter of anything for a while. We were close to getting back to full independence of import and export, but, you know, this all happened. Oh, I can't stand that. Listen, no offense to anybody out there, but these other countries have nothing to fucking do with our country whatsoever. We have enough problems here. We need to secure our borders. We need to secure our country. We need to get religion back in our schools. We need to get our kids back on the right path. You know, while we're teaching our kids that it's okay to cut their dicks off and sew their vaginas up, they're teaching their kids 16 hours a day how to be grown-ass men and kill people in China and Iran and places like that, which is part of the parody we're going to be in tonight, because if you haven't heard already, which I'm sure you have, everybody has, 2 Russian aircraft forced an unarmed American drone down in the Black Sea, which that's over by China and Russia anyway. It's international waters. And now America is threatening, Chuck Schumer to be exact, made some pretty heavy threats on a live newscast today. So that was forced down, but the irony of that is they've now found out that we had a direct hand in sinking Russia's flagship in the Black Sea. So we had a direct hand in that, and they've now televised that and made it a thing, and everybody knows about it. It's just getting stupid out here, man. We just need to back away from all of these wars. It's nothing to do with us. Let them have their war. Taiwan and China have their thing. They've been at war forever. That's none of our business. Okay? We're at war in our country. Do you understand that? We're at war in our country. Our banks are collapsing. You can't find eggs anywhere, really. And when you can find them, they're like $9, $10 a fucking carton, dude. Thank God for my chickens, man. It's just insane. Gas hasn't moved in a while. So while we're worried about the banks and everything that's going on here right now, what they're not televising on the news, except for some select specific places, is that it's looking like it's a race between America and its allies of NATO and Ukraine, absolutely trash-ass coward places that have no great capabilities that we can utilize. And now China, Russia, Saudi Arabia, and Iran are allies. Saudi Arabia and China just made a massive deal with each other that's going to fuck the American dollar, along with Russia and China making their deal. I'm sure you also know that Xi, the supreme leader of China, is about to be on his way to visit Zelensky. Gee, I wonder why that could be. Because they just announced, one of the NATO officials just announced that pretty much Ukraine will be part of NATO, which would literally outright start a direct war with China and Russia. They've already made that very clear. But now we've stepped it up further. We've invaded their airspace, and now we've caused 2 of their fighter jets to make one of our American drones crash. That happened yesterday or today. We're just not gonna we're not gonna stop, I guess. America's not gonna stop until. Oh, USA is moving a fleet to China as we speak, by the way. If you didn't know about that, that's the thing that's happening as well. We're giving 2 nuclear subs to Australia, which is in direct violation with the treaties of the other countries around it, and America has. We're not allowed to do that, but they're just, go ahead, do that. Let's completely non-void this treaty over here with these countries and say, fuck that. We're going to give Australia, of all places, that kill their people, lock their people in camps, and have gone full-blown communism, nuclear capabilities. We're going to help build up their nuclear capabilities, along with Japan and Germany, that are also in direct accords and treaties with the countries around them, that they're not allowed to build up a military presence anymore. And you understand why, right? Because we had to nuke one of them, and then we had to destroy the other one. A little thing called Hitler. We're allying. You always talk about racism out there, liberals. One of our direct allies is now Germany, and we are giving Japan $386 billion to build up their military, which they've been doing for a couple months now. So, I mean, yeah. The next thing you're going to be seeing is F-16s flying out of NATO. That's what you're going to be seeing at Russia. So, we already have a tax specifically for the schools and roads. That's what the lottery of every state is. They just don't allocate that money the way it's supposed to go. The stores in your states make absolutely $0 off of gas and lottery tickets. Those are a tax. Okay, when you pay for a lottery ticket, they're giving you a reward for paying a state tax, is what they're doing. That tax and the prisons, the money that goes to the prisons and comes from the prisons, gets paid in, that's also specifically for our infrastructure. It's just not used the way it's supposed to be. It's not allocated properly. It's funny because when I go down and I speak at the county meetings and I make a really big deal and that shit goes viral, literally to the letter, within a week, you see front page of the local paper. Now they're cleaning up. I just went and saw it. I made all these videos about our waterways in Port Charlotte, Florida. We went down spoke literally a week after. Now the front page of the paper is Northport is cleaning up their waterways months and months after the hurricane. Listen, our problems are us. We're the problems. Do you understand that? Because we're allowing these tyrannical governments to do these things. That's the problem. Instead of dealing with your tyrannical government like your Constitution says you're supposed to do, you're fleeing to other places. We have to deal with the root of the problem of the corruption. Ooh, who's my favorite president? I mean, I'm not even going to say, of course, George Washington, man. What? Have you ever actually read the book and the biography of George Washington? Holy shit, bro. What a savage beast of a man he was. Holy moly, bro. But yeah, no, I'd have to say George Washington. I like JFK. But no, I'm gonna have to say, yeah, the first. I'm gonna have to say number one, man. Number one stays number one in my book. Just because I've read a lot of the history of a lot of the presidents, and George Washington's history is very, very interesting. Oh, I know one of you liberals will call me a racist for that, but I'm a motherfucking half Seminole Indian. So, get out of my country. Get off of my land. If you want to play those games, we can play it. Okay? Get out of my land. All you people in Florida that are liberals, you're oppressing me, man. This is my native land, and you're taking it from me by buying houses here. Please stop. You're offending me horribly. I need a closet. You know, it's the same shit. I'm extremely offended that you're coming to my land and you're destroying it the way you are. Okay? Someone asked me earlier, what's the fine line? It only takes a few more syllables for me to pronounce. Well, there's a difference between retarded liberal, woke, progressive, and an actual old school liberal. Okay? Listen, we gotta stop classifying each other as things. I'm a freaking human. That's what I am. And you know what my priorities are? My Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, the children of my country, because that is our future. There is no other future that's more important than the children of our country. Okay? I want people to be well and healthy. I don't want people to be glorified for being mentally ill. We used to help people. We used to have places for people like that. And it wasn't in the huge stratosphere of the being famous bubble. You know what I mean? You didn't get famous when I was growing up for being mentally retarded. Okay, and that's not politically correct. You can't use that word. You know what? I don't give a shit. I don't care. If I can offend you, you're welcome. That's the way I feel about it. Because I am going to be me, period. I won't push my beliefs on you. I won't come up to you and say, you have to believe this, or I hate you. I don't give a shit. I don't care what you are. You can be a pink-haired dinosaur. If I see someone beating you up on the side of the road, I'm going to stomp their ass. You know what I mean? Because you're a human being. I guess dinosaurs are humans now, because you can identify as whatever you want to anymore. You know what? That's fine. I identify as the President of the United States. The first act as the President of the United States is I am abolishing all of the ABC companies, corporations, oligarchs, and splitting them apart and fracturing them so they can't control things any longer. They can still make their money. I'm not going to take your money. I'm not going to reallocate your money to anybody. You keep your money. You made your money. Okay? You take all the risk as a business owner. You make your money. And in the exact same order, every ABC government organization, including the Fed, you're gone. Okay? We're going to allocate control back to the states. And we're going to create investigative corporations of private citizens to investigate what you're doing with their taxpayers' dollars. We don't need the IRS. We're going to allocate this to public citizens that give a shit about their community. Okay, and there will be a vetting process for this. You won't just be able to come in and pretend like who you are. There will be a test. There will be a requirements. Okay, but that will be left to the people to help figure out where their funds are going. And then it will be a weekly posting on a local news station where the money of the people is going in your specific state every single week. So there's 100% transparency in the United States government. There's 100% I voted for you and you're speaking for me, and I know that. So I'll vote for you again. There's not going to be any of this hiding shit where they're gaslighting you on the TV, and they all do it, including my president, Donald Trump. He says things, and then he's not. The difference between Trump and the other politicians is he genuinely tried. Dude, if you don't think he tried, think of what he went through the whole time he was in office. The entire time he was in office, he was attacked, and he still did more. People say he's toxic. What, because the way he speaks? Well, you're a fucking pussy, bro. That's why China's about to stomp our ass, because you think a man that says he grabbed her by the pussy is toxic. In a private conversation inside of a bus with a good friend that somebody skeeved with a fucking microphone from 20 feet away. You know, come on, bro. Let's get real about this. Your president said he was going to put y'all back in chains. He said if you don't vote for him, he's black. He sniffs little kids. He likes butthole flavored ice cream. You know, come on, bro. He can't speak. He clearly has Alzheimer's. He clearly, when they asked about the run on the banks, literally looked off into space, didn't answer any questions in the press briefing. They asked him a question and he just turned around and walked out. And he had to fumble with the door handle to figure out how to use it. That's the confidence America shows now. Gee golly gosh, let me join this military. That's okay, and that's look, you have the right to your opinion. But guess what? You don't supersede the Constitution either. And it says it very clear. If you're not a moral and religious person, there's no place for you in the Constitution. So you can go to a communist country if you don't want to live in a moral or religious place. Okay, that's what America is. Not a place where you get to allocate this book right here. This is it. Basic instructions before leaving Earth. Everything you need to know about life is right here in this book. And guess what? I pray for your soul. I pray for you. If you don't realize that before your time comes, because man, that's going to suck for you. That's going to really suck for you. I've been dead 3 times. I know for an absolute fact God is real. I know for an absolute fact with every fiber of the being of my soul that God is real. I've seen too many things happen, and I've had too many things happen to me. Okay, I have been fully dead 3 times. And I'm just telling you. I know. God, I would be a horribly psychopathic person if I didn't believe in God. I'd be dead or in prison for the rest of my life if I didn't believe in God. Because all of you understand your moralities come from my religion, right? You understand that everybody's moralities in this country come from my religion, right? Because this has and always will be a Christian country. It is the most Christian country on the planet. And everybody's parents were raised up through Christian beliefs. When you're a teenager, you're in your 20s, you have your rebellious phase, your anarchist phase, you don't believe in God. When you get old, you realize what's really going on. When you have to actually take on some kind of true hardship in your life, true hardship, you find out that life's just going to kick you in the nutsack for the rest of your life if you don't have something to believe in. Just something. I'd prefer you believe in God. I'd prefer you believe in Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, died for your soul, took all the pain of everything you've ever felt and every bad thing you've ever done, every bad thing I've ever done, times every person ever existed and ever will exist. So you can go to heaven and have a beautiful life with all you gotta do. You know, I mean, you guys will worship this Satanist cult, which is absolutely nuts, because one of the requirements of being a Satanist in a Satanist church is a human sacrifice. It's absolutely insane. But, well, I mean, look at the, obviously I'm pro-life. Obviously I'm not down. Do you understand? By the time a baby is 12 weeks old, it is a fully formed human being. I've got a picture of it. I just posted on my creations if you'd like to look at it. And do you understand that by the time a baby is 12 weeks old, a female fetus, all of their eggs and the proclivity for who your grandchildren will be are already in that baby's womb? That's amazing. So it's not even just the baby, it's your grandchildren, because that is the embryo that will turn into your grandchild. So, yeah, people got to think about stuff like that. But I mean, to each their own. I personally think it's murder. That's why we have America. Absolutely. Absolutely. Listen, I don't judge anybody, but my God does. And I follow what my Bible says. My Bible says people that don't believe the way that this book says are sinners. Okay? So I'm going to treat you as such, and I'm going to pray for you, and I'm going to talk good to you, and I'm going to be real nice to you, and I'm going to love you, and I'm going to make you hate me for it. Because most liberals absolutely hate me, because it's one thing when an authoritarian comes up to me, I turn into a straight piece of shit, bro. I can't stand that. That's my biggest pet peeve in the world. I will fight until my blood is gone. If one of these dudes would have tried to put me in handcuffs that night, it would have been done. I'd have been killed. They would have had to have killed me. Plain and simple. You're not going to violate my constitutional rights. You're not going to kidnap me. You're not going to lock me down if you're a tyrannical government. Period. If you're a human being and you're a misguided child that's been taught wrong, absolutely. I'll show you love. I'll help you. I'll stand up for you. And then one day you're going to think back and you're going to realize, holy crap, bro. And you'll probably come back and thank me when I'm an old gray man, which I'm already getting there. I'm already getting there. Hold on, somebody just posted and I didn't see it. Sorry guys, this ended up being a conversation. I know I don't normally do that very much, but... Well, that sucks for you, because that's my religion. That sucks for you. When it comes to my religion, I don't care what you want. My religion doesn't have a constitution. My religion is absolute. My God's word is absolute. Plain and simple. I don't care what you want. It's my duty as a Christian to tell you. My duty. Plain and simple. It's my only purpose in life. That's what I was put here for. That and procreation. You know, so that's my only purpose in life, is to spread this good word. That's all I have left. That's it. That's all I need. That's all I want. But am I a human? Am I a sinner every single day? Deep down in my core, absolutely. Absolutely. Do I cuss? Absolutely. But anyone that's ever been on my channel understands I have a TBI, a traumatic brain injury, and I literally can't not say. That's why sometimes I'll hesitate and I'll just stop. Because I'm just going to say it how it comes out. You know? And you know what? That is... YouTube, I want you to remember this. That's medical discrimination. Boom! I never even thought about that. That's medical discrimination if you ban me for what I say. Because I medically cannot stop myself from saying it. Boom! I never even thought about that. Oh, I'm always going to keep it up. But this is my, you got to understand, this is my 30-second YouTube channel. I don't know how I have, well, I mean, I filed a simple $75 small claims against this channel the first time they banned it. Because this is my favorite channel. It's my Berserker Patriot Store channel. Once they ban that, I cannot make another one in that name. That's I own the trademark Berserker Patriot Store. It's my business, you know. I own the symbol that's on here. It's my trademark. And they stopped me from even putting that on YouTube because it was associated with this channel. I'm like, well, you can't do that. But anyway, I filed a $75 small claims court filing, knowing that no corporate asshole was going to come from YouTube to stop me from suing them. So I waited. It was 5 minutes later after the time. The judge, nobody showed up. The judge was like, okay, boom. He gave me an order. My lawyer sent it to YouTube. All of a sudden, my channel was unbanned, and they have not banned me since, which was a few months ago. They haven't banned me since, but they have shadow banned me and censored me. As a matter of fact, someone made a comment on one of my videos where they're like, you're censored. How did this slip through the algorithm? So I also did a test. I took a video when it was raining yesterday because it's the first actual rain of the season since winter started. This is the driest winter I've seen in a long time. Well, it's normal for after a hurricane, actually. But they, I posted that video and I said, just another rainy day in Florida. Shitty ass video. It's just my phone sitting in the window, with some rain coming down. Within 15 minutes, 778 likes, or 778 views and a bunch of likes. And then I posted something with a political, title in it. 3 days later, no, you know what I mean? No, they're not even views. If someone just sees the video and clicks on it, you get a view for it. So that means they're not going into the algorithm when you put certain titles. So I'm just gonna start fucking with the algorithm. I'm just gonna put some jumbled ass shit on my videos from now on and see how many views I get now. Because if I can get like 1,000 more followers, they might remonetize me again. If they do that, we will get things going. Oh, I got some spreadsheets that I'm going to post up on the stock market today too. Holy shit, guys! There's a lot of things. If you stock market took a fucking fat ass hit today, but cryptocurrency went way up again, dude. I'm telling you right now, you hit Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just skyrocketing. I think it's almost up 300% right now in the freaking green. That's insane, bro. 300% almost in the green. I'm telling you. If you already had Bitcoin and you bought that shit when it was under 40% and it was under 20% and it's at what it is right now, bro, I'd be selling and then I would just reinvest exactly what you already had into it. Triple your money, take that money, put it into some gold. I wouldn't really invest in an IRA right now. That'd be dumb with everything that's going on collapsing. But precious metals, cannabis, investing in cannabis is a wonderful thing right now. The stocks are all shooting through the freaking roof. I personally invested in my 3 local cannabis dispensaries in my town in their stocks. And it hasn't gone up, it hasn't gone down because they're all new. But it's not fluctuating, it's not moving. I am not a stockbroker. I am not a financial advisor. So stop telling me I'm just giving free financial advice, because I'm not. I'm just telling you what my experiences with these simple things are. I used to own a Liberty Tax store. Okay, I used to do taxes. I don't do that kind of crap anymore because I hate it. But that's my only experience with the banking and fractional banking system. But let's get back into the good words here. Guys, if you're not ready to get prepared yet, then I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. Because if you put everything together and you see how much of our farmlands have been destroyed, now people are supposed to by federal law, register your gardens so the government knows who has food and who doesn't, and they can tell you how to allocate your food to people. What the freak? They're moving closer to just straight up full on communism. We're moving towards digital currency, digital passports. If you don't think that your digital bank account is now going to be your new digital passport, then you're stupid. Because that's exactly what that's going to be. They've told us they're going to do this. That's why I don't understand how people are still blind to it. They've told us. They told us absolutely that they were going to do this. They've been telling us the whole time. And then a news organization comes out and says, oh, well, that was a slip up. I'm like, every one of them in the same week slipped up about the same kind of shit. The New World Order this, or we're going to do this, or we're going to do that. Every single one of these people slip up every time. That's what happens when you have diversity hires. I guess they can't do their job properly, right? That's what's wrong. These banks literally crashed and collapsed because they were doing ESG programs and equity, equality, and diversity training was their top priority in the banks. They hired their employees based off of diversity. That's it. Not based off of any qualifications. That's why they went under. And that's stupid. That's the dumbest thing ever. So that's one thing I got to give you, is you said you're not going to bail them out. But then in the same sentence, you said you're going to help. Well, that bank doesn't have any money, and now the federal government owns that bank. The federal government has full control of that those banking capabilities and everything about that bank. So like Biden said in his speech, right? Everybody should be fired because now the government is hired. Is the way I understood it. Everybody should be fired. Now the government's hired with the bank. They told us we're going to own nothing and love it. Well, we're on our way there. I'm looking at a 1975 truck right now, so I can not have any electronics on the truck whatsoever, and keep that son of a bitch going. They're supposed to make cars, anything that's not electric, illegal. Are you dumb? Do you realize that it takes 100 skinny baby slave children in Africa to make one battery for your Tesla? Do you guys understand that? That's not even a joke. The cobalt mines in Africa, the lithium mines, it literally takes 100 baby black children that don't get fed very well as slaves in Africa to mine those materials, those precious metals for you. I want you guys to understand that. We talk about slavery. Let's travel to Africa in slavery then. You know, I mean, we can go about this all day. It could be a political realm, any way you want to put it. It's whatever. How about we make this a human realm at this point? That would be wonderful, right? How about we make this strictly about human beings in our country agreeing to disagree? If we have to have, okay, y'all, this is going to be controversial to a lot of people. Some of you are going to call me a Nazi and a fascist over this. If we have to have a divorce, so be it. Look, you can't take much else from me. My life, you mess with my dog, you might as well take my life, because I'm going to take yours, I'll tell you that. My dog's all I've got left. My dog and my God. My truck, my old beat up truck. Love my old beat up truck though. My old beat up trailer. My brand new $10,000 lawnmower. That's all I got. You know, well, my chainsaws and work stuff. But I'm telling you right now, I can hunt and I can fish and I can clean my own meat and I can grow food. So thank you, Flag, for blowing over across that light. So if we have to have this bounce back to the 1800s, I'll survive. But I don't want everybody else to die. So we should all be, listen, I hate to say it, but 90% of America, if our tech industry was just taken out by a collapse of the banks right now, you wouldn't survive. That would instantaneously take us back to like the early 20th century. You would survive. You can't live like that. You've never been raised to live like that. You've never been trained to live like that. Man, why is my light so bright on here tonight? So, we all need to be coming together as American citizens and standing with each other and teaching each other how to do the things that the other ones don't know how to do. You understand? Have a trade of services and stuff like that. Because there's a lot of things that a lot of us can do that others can't afford. Or you might need something that I do, and I might need something that you do. It's called trade and barter. Okay? So it's just that simple. We could be helping each other that way. That would make a huge dent in the world. It really would. If everybody, if all of us stood up right now and said, fuck this, and nobody went to work for one day, and nobody bought gas for one day, and nobody went to a restaurant for one day, and nobody put in money in their bank for one day, that would destroy America to the point where they would have to say, oh, okay, this isn't what the American people want, so we have to do something different. But people don't have the balls to do that. People don't have the willingness to stand up and sacrifice. But then you'll complain when you're made to sacrifice. I don't get it. I really don't understand. Now I'm going to get into a small little rant here before I get off here tonight about the fact that you're all hypocrites, every one of them, because you're not willing to stand up and do anything about the problem, but you're willing to complain about it. That's just the same as helping them create the problem. If you're not willing to stand up and sacrifice a little right now, before you have to sacrifice your kids, and you have to sacrifice everything that you believe in, without a choice, to me, that's nuts. That's insanity. To me, that's the definition of insanity. That you'll sit and complain about a problem and then do nothing about it. That you'll flee to another state because your state gets so fucked up, but you won't stand in your state and fight the tyrants that are destroying your state. You didn't destroy the state. Your people didn't destroy the state. The government that glorified mental illness, obesity, and all of this bullcrap, and trans dysphoria, or whatever they call it. You know, now the argument is, well, no, you can't talk bad about it because you can't be trans. How can you be trans? Because it's gender dysphoria. You don't have gender dysphoria. Well, neither do you. You have a brain that's made up some shit. And listen, what Kindergarten Cop with was it Kindergarten Cop? Made it very clear in the 90s, okay? Boys have a penis and girls have a vagina. And they're born with them. Okay? A gaping wound between your legs, that's not a vagina. Something that you have to have pulsated all the time, and it has weird pussy stuff, that's your body trying to heal. Okay? It's your body trying to heal. If you really want to have a period every month, go give yourself some really bad fucking hemorrhoids, bro. If you're a dude and you want to have a period, you want to bleed every month, and you want to feel like a lady, I'll tell you what, you'll have the cramps too. Your butthole will be cramping up for you real bad. Go give yourself some finger-sized hemorrhoids, and I promise you'll bleed every month. Every single month. Once a month. You'll take a dump and you'll bleed like a... Look! Look, I'm just trying to help. Okay? It's gross, you're right, but you know what else is gross? Glorifying mental illness and obesity. I'm not talking bad about you, but I'd like to help. I'll tell you what, I'll give you this right now. I'll do this for you right now. If you're a person that's unhappy with your weight, and you want to be healthy, and you want to feel good about yourself, and you want to wake up and feel good, and you want to be able to breathe properly, I'll volunteer my time to help you. I'll volunteer my time to help you. Okay, what are my qualifications? These are my qualifications. I will volunteer my time. Reach out to me and I will help you. I will set you up a program for free. I will not charge you for it, and I will help you. Okay? I will set you up a video program. I'll set up private lessons with you if you're in my area. Get a hold of me and I will help. Okay? So let's get that out of the way. So you can't call me phobic this or phobic that. I don't fear anything. That's what a phobia is. You understand that, right? You call people fat phobic, or you call them transphobic, or you call them whatever the terms are. I don't even bother learning them, because them is a plural form of multiple people. So one person literally can't be a they, them. The education system has failed you. All of your pronouns are either adjectives or plurals that cannot apply to you. It's not physically possible. It's not scientifically possible. It's not, unless you're cutting yourself in half and you're calling yourself them, they, then you can be a they because you can be here or there, half of your body. Were you? Yeah. I mean, I met a lot of good people in Afghanistan, but the majority of the place were some really fucked up savage people. The main basis of their religion was made for war. You know, savage ass war. So, like you've been overseas, you know the Quran over there reads completely different than that lovey-dovey ass Quran you've got here. Way freaking different. The Arabic translation of the Quran is way different than this American translation shit that you see over here. I can tell you that right now. It even tells you where their original religion was written and how it was written by a savage ass tribe in the middle of the desert. You know, it's actually a really interesting history story. But you gotta understand, these countries have been at war since the beginning of time. They have never stopped being at war. They will never stop being at war. That's the basis of their beliefs. You know, for a person that's born in a civilized country to get thrown into that situation where you understand what a black flag zone is and other people do not. Okay, I have a black flag on the front of my building and people don't understand what that means right now. I also have one. I took my American flag down. I now have a black flag on my truck. A lot of people don't understand what that truly means. They have entire areas that if you go to as an American citizen, you're fucked. But they also have some really cool areas. There's some, I mean, like, I'm not going to say it's like America, but they got like pizza shops and they got all kinds of crazy shit in certain parts of the countries, guys. There are good people. There are great Christians in Afghanistan. Are they persecuted and slaughtered for their beliefs? Absolutely. But you guys want to bring those policies. I do not believe in Sharia law. How do you feel about that? Since you actually know what Sharia law is like I do, not this watered down shit that they talk about here on the news and like when all of this stuff was going on when Obama was in office. What are your thoughts about Sharia law? Because that's some savage shit, right? Here's how this works, guys. If you're in a farmer's market and you steal something, they'll cut your fucking hand off, bro. For theft. They'll cut your hand off. You get caught peeking on a woman, they'll scoop your eyeball out. No bueno whatsoever. Say a lady walks outside and she accidentally forgets to wear her shapa or her shawl or whatever you want to call it. They will beat her to death in the middle of the street with 2x4s. They find the most brutal tools to use. They'll stone her to death or they'll beat her to death. The law is, it's a much more savage place. But you know what? In a lot of ways, it was a lot easier, man. It was just so much simpler. So much simpler being somewhere like that than it is here. Because you have to be all politically correct here. Nice. So I'd say, what, about 50, 51? I was a little too young for Iraq. I'm only 41 years old. I've been to Iraq, but not in like Operation Iraqi Freedom or anything like that. So I'm assuming you're either in your late 40s or early 50s, right? You're 40? Oh, okay, crap. Oh, okay. Nice. I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking for something that I've lost as we're having conversations. Like I said, I see two of you I'm talking to. I'm assuming that's the only two that are on here tonight. It doesn't tell me anything until the end of the video. So, but As usual, I love all of you. I'm going to say a little prayer. We'll be back on here tomorrow. Hey, listen, liberals, I love it when you come on here and have discussions with me. I love that. Okay? Absolutely. That's wonderful. I'll have conversations with you and not cuss you out, not scream at you, and not, I mean, you might get offended by the way I speak to you, but I get offended by the things that you say as well. So, I mean, that's a mutually beneficial thing. You know what I mean? I am offended that you go against my God. You're offended that I say that. It's a mutually beneficial of being offended. That's what you guys have to understand. We're not the only ones offending people. Your mere way of life offends us. Our mere way of life offends you. That's why I don't understand how we could compromisely stay on this path without splitting up and having to take our own ways, because we can't live together. It's not possible for most of us. You might have sat there and spoke to me. My God, I love that. You're the first liberal I've ever met that's had a conversation with me like that. But what I would like to have are some people to come at me with some facts, man, because I post the receipts for everything I talk about before I even make my live. So I report on everything. Exactly. Agree to disagree. Got to. We got to. Because nobody's ever going to agree on everything. Do you understand that? Man, I met this really cute little Viking chick yesterday. Woo, buddy. She had a Valkyrie on the side of her Jeep and the same runes of power that are around my berserker symbol. I was like, what? So I gave her a business card. She was super cute. She had a Viking braid. Pure white blonde hair, bro. Natural. Not. This chick was a true blue Nordic queen, bro. She was a Valkyrie. Just that I figured I'd throw that out there. So let me explain this to you. In the Bible, it talks about other gods. Okay. But there is no other God above the one true God, our Lord and Savior. Okay. But it does talk about other godly forces and godly powers and things that are like, there's got to be angels and gods for certain situations and certain different things. So some of that might not be disfounded. Anyone that says that's not true, you need to read your Bible, because it literally says there are other gods in the world. In the world. There are no other gods in God's realm. There are other gods that he is allowed to be on the world, that he made gods. Okay, let's get that straight. I do believe some things are necessary. The Lord believes some things are necessary. Look at the Old Testament. Joshua, Samson, Samuel, David. We need some more Samson, Samuel, Davids, and Joshuas. I'm a Joshua. Literally, that's my name. I'm a Joshua. I'll fight and fight and fight for all of you, no matter who you are. Just everybody stop trying to push everything on everybody else. You know what I mean? Me wearing this hat isn't pushing anything on you. You coming up to me and telling me I'm a racist because I wear this hat, well, I can come up to you while you're wearing your pussy hat and say, well, you're fucking stupid, and you live in a cartoon, and you're a clown because you believe that's a thing. But I don't do that. I've never just walked up to a transgender person, and trust me, I live in Florida, bro, where they say woke goes to die. That's a fucking lie. That's a damn lie. But I've spoken with transgender people that live in my town. I've never had an issue with them. And you know what? They've never said anything about me wearing a MAGA hat. They've never come at me, just a couple few I know in my town. They've never come at me in any kind of way. But they've also known me my whole life. Okay, before all this political stuff was going on in the world. And they know what kind of person I am, what kind of human being I am. So, the people, you gotta understand, the people that attack me aren't from where I live. They travel here to do these things to me. These people are from out of state. These people that call me, the majority of them are from somewhere else. A few of my subscribers called some of these people of the numbers that I posted. Oh, dude, it's ramped up by 1,000, by the way. I could post hundreds and hundreds of numbers just from today. That's why my business, that's another way my business is messed up, because people keep doxing me. And then I get fake phone calls and I drive out to jobs that don't exist. Therefore, it's hard to even trust anyone that I'm talking to on the phone about work. And then your websites are shut down, your bank accounts are shut down. Now I have a direct cashier's account through Square itself. They can't shut me down there because Square makes money off of me. So now I have that way, and I hooked my Cash up to that. So I've posted my Cash App link in a couple of these places. If people want to, I don't want to say donate, but gift for the cause, so we can get better equipment, so we can travel around and do more things again. If not, whatever. I don't do this for the money. I do this for the words. All this stuff I make, all my flags, all my decals, with the price that I pay for the materials, because they're made locally and in America, if I can't find it absolutely local in my community, before I go anywhere else, I scour my community to find out if I can find what I need here. And I prefer to keep it within hand's distance of me, if I can. Then I'll go across town, then I'll go to another town, and then I'll reach out and find out other places I can find this stuff. But first and foremost, I strictly shop local. Which sucks for me, because lately I've been actually hunting for a lot of my own meat, because we don't have a local market here. For actual meat. I won't buy meat from the store any longer. All this fake meat and stuff that's going on out there, I'm not going to deal with that. I like me a good old big piece of real meat, kind of bloody sometimes, a lot of times fully cooked. Sometimes I just like to get me a nice bloody piece of meat and eat it, man. That's what we're supposed to do as human beings. Helps us stay strong. But we're going hog hunting this weekend, so if anybody needs any hog meat, I got 13 hogs I got to go get that are being a nuisance on a neighbor's yard out where the property's at. So they called me actually this past week. So we're going to go do some hog hunting out there with some bows and some black powder, and I'm going to take all my dogs out there with me, not just Kira. So, yeah, that'll be they won't let me video that, by the way. I've got plenty of videos of it. They won't let me post them. I tried. I posted a couple of my hog hunting videos, and for some reason they kick them right off. Like, boom. They just get them right out of there. So, I'm going to attempt a slaughter video here soon, and we'll see what happens with that. We'll see if they'll let it teach people how to slaughter chickens, hogs. As a matter of fact, I just did a chicken the other day, and I have a video of it. I'll try to post it later. I'll market explicit content and put 18 plus on it. Even though I learned how to slaughter my first animal when I was like 9 or 10 years old, I'll put 18 plus on it. So maybe they'll leave it in and keep it on, you know what I mean? See, what else can I do? I'm trying to get a new area, because if you don't know, you do after I tell you it right now. My so-called best friend and brother in arms, been my best friend for a very long time. All of their bills are in my name. Some of my bills are in their name. My mowers, finances in his name. We have all of each other's credit card information. The deal was, they got a big settlement, so they bought the big property. That's where we were doing all the compound stuff from all my videos. Oh, well, some real shitty stuff went down with DCF, and I love my nieces and nephews, so I shouldn't have to say more than that. Long story short, I'm not allowed within 150 feet of them anymore, so I lost all of my stuff, including a lot of my bug out gear because of that. I didn't know if I was going to talk about it, but yeah, I got to at this point, because I miss my nieces and nephews with all my heart. But one of them will be 18 this year, and she'll probably come hang out with me a lot. But yeah, so that happened, and part of that problem was that was when the FBI was raiding me all the time. I'm trying to get all of my content from Facebook and TikTok still. That's still in court. I don't know what's going on with that. I'm going to have to check again. It was just pending from the whole COVID thing. But if I can get all that content back, I think I still have some of the property videos of all the work I did out there. I mean, like I said, they got the settlement and they bought the property, and I did all the work to clear it. You know, as in, I processed the entire property for them, and then I got fucked off, basically. Including some really nice things that they had for my bug out situation that were technically mine, but not mine, if you know what I mean. And, like, really nice things that really sucks butt that I lost them. But I'll bounce back. I always do. I always survive. I'm gonna flip on the truck tonight. Boom. For those of you that don't know who I am, you've probably seen me somewhere on the internet with this thing. I'm doxxed all over the place right now. We have this line of shirt coming out for my signature shirt, because that's my business logo. So we have that line coming out, and I'll also have the runes that go around it if people want it. But from 1776 we were a free country until 2020, and you know, Berserker Patriot. So what we got on this side tonight? I switch my flags up all the time. I make these flags. I actually screen print my own flags. Someone said, is that a Black Lives Matters flag? I'm like, I didn't even know they had one. Yeah, 2020. When all the election stuff happened, and all the communist takeover and the rigging of all of our stuff went down. So before that, I mean, it wasn't, we were having some problems, but nothing like, we've never had problems like what we're having right now. Never had problems like what we're having right now. So, I mean, it's very disheartening to be an American citizen right now, especially a white man or a young white man, because there's nothing in this world for you. You know, there's nothing here. They've made it to where it's all diversity and exclusive. So I pray for you. And like I said, if I can help, I will. Anything I can do, I'll try to help. If it's within my means. Keep in mind, my means don't revolve around monetary stuff anymore. Do you know how many friends I lost when they canceled me because I couldn't pay their bills anymore? That stuff was shitty, dude. Like, oh, you can't afford to pay my bills anymore? Oh, well, fuck off then. There's so many of them I haven't even heard from since. My bills are still in their name. They're probably getting ran up like a motherfucker, but it's really hard to get bills shut off on somebody else's property even though they're in your name in this state. So, whatever, man. It's life. You're never gonna break me or break my spirit of love to help people. Now, are there times that I get extremely upset? Absolutely. Do I get manic sometimes and very passionate? Absolutely. Do I love my country, my Constitution, my God, and the children? Absolutely. So don't ever think I'm saying I'm better than somebody, because I'm still human too. I get fucking mad. Sometimes I get to the point where it's like, ugh! One day, bam, boom, straight to the moon, you know? But then logic kicks in. That's the difference between insanity and reality, is logic in the long run guides you to where you're going, not made up reality, made up this, made up that. See, here's the thing. Marx made the Marxist Bible, and that's what you dinglings go off for some reason, where he even said in his speech about the Marxist Bible and the Marxist dictionary, the words I put in here are because I don't like these people. And he literally wrote the opposite. It's basically a Borg mentality, if you understand that. I've got Star Trek, Star Wars, Dragon Ball Z tattooed with my 3% stuff. I'm a nerd. I'm a really rare breed. I'll watch Star Wars and then go hunting. You know what I mean? But the closest representation to what we're going through right now is the Star Wars show. Do you understand that? The Republic and the Empire, that's the closest representation to what we're, if you want to see what they're trying to turn this all into, what the Great Reset's all about, watch Star Wars. Watch Andor. Watch the new Andor show. I got a bootleg copy of that because I won't download Disney. And let's make it clear, it's not the Disney Corporation that I grew up on and had lifetime passes to up until all this stuff went down that I'm upset with. It's the select, woke, progressive assholes that took over Disney and started making policies on behalf of the Disney Corporation. That's where everybody has to chill out. Where you keep blaming specific one group of people on something. Because nothing is just one specific person's fault, especially in a multi-billion-dollar corporation, multi-trillion-dollar corporation. One of the richest corporations on the planet is Disney. They have their hands in everything, okay? The one thing I will give them is they have not gone woke with Star Wars yet. Star Wars is actually pretty brutal and violent on the Disney Channel. Now, people do send me some things sometimes, like bootlegs of, there's a new movie out on there called The Proud Family something. Holy shit, bro. The literal entire movie is about telling white people that they're evil because of the color of their skin, that black people are oppressed by white people. Let me tell you what, the black people in my town drive $70,000, $100,000 fucking cars while I'm driving a piece of shit 1999 Chevy that's got a ton of problems with it because it's been ran into the ground for one. I put $750,000 on that thing, 750,000 miles. Plus, I've had so many attacks and vandalism on my truck and my undercarriage and my rear differential in the past couple years that it's not even funny. So, if you say that you're oppressed because I'm white, then why is all your shit nicer than mine? Oh, Disney with the masks? Yeah, but this is where woke goes to die. But the masks were still mandated everywhere here. The lockdowns were still mandated here. We had mandatory lockdowns. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. Only essential personnel were allowed out in Florida. All right, yeah. When I went to Disney, that was back in the 90s and like early 2000 was the latest. 2004 was the last time I was at Disney. 2004 was the last time I was at Disney. The damn Incredible Hulk ride had just came out. That's how long ago it was I was at Disney. But we used to go every other day. My whole family had lifetime passes. We're like I said, this is where we're from. This is 8 generations of family from Florida. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. But when you're a Florida resident that was born and raised here, there's a lot of perks you get in the state of Florida. A lot of people don't know that. With your birth certificate, your Florida birth certificate, you can take it to a lot of these theme parks and you get 45% off. A lot of people don't know that because this is your state. We made this state what it is. The locals are the reason this state is what it is. I'll tell you what. Everybody says that DeSantis is the best governor ever. What's different about Florida that hasn't been like this since the 90s? Nothing. Other than the fact that the majority of Florida voted red this time. That's it. That's the only difference. Everything's still the same. They're still putting transgender bathrooms in our businesses. They're still reading pornographic books to our children. I'll tell you what. He took the liquor license from a transgender drag show. How about you take the fucking school board out for the pornographic books that we've called out for the past 2 years in Manatee County here? It's just the front page of the local paper. You haven't been out there one time to do anything about this. Bud, I'm so disappointed. The day you refused to sign constitutional carry, you lost me, Ron. You know? And now, I don't know if y'all looked at that new executive order he's about to sign to end the Sunshine State rule, which is the First Amendment in the state of Florida. That is our constitutional First Amendment. It unilaterally ends the right to protest your government officials in the state of Florida. That's flat out communism, guys. That is literal communism. We were so happy when the Sunshine State or the Sunshine Law went into effect here. If you don't know what this is, please go to my posts on here. I have posted the articles. This is Ron DeSantis himself saying he wants an executive decision on this. This is the scariest shit I've ever seen, man, for the state of Florida. This is going backwards for Florida. This is going backwards. Charlie Crist wanted to end this too, by the way. That was this is one of the things that was on Charlie Crist's agenda and Nikki Fried's agenda. Ending the Sunshine Law in the state of Florida. What the fuck, man? Look up who all of his corporate backers are. It's crazy. I wish I would have done this research when I was campaigning for it. It would have been different. No, it wouldn't have been. I would still have everybody vote for Ron DeSantis. Are you fucking kidding me? Look what our options were. Nikki Fried and Crist, are you kidding me? That's what our options were? Bro, that wasn't even an option. Those were never options. You know? But I didn't think it was going to go like this, honestly. Don't get me wrong, a lot of pretty things are said on TV. A lot of really good things are said. I just want to see the action. I don't give a fuck what you say on TV anymore. I don't want to hear it because you're not following through. We were supposed to be able to get the people fined because of the mask mandates. Never happened. Back down. He said, oh, I decided I'm not going to fine them. Back down completely. The vaccine, back down completely. As a matter of fact, there's still vaccinations mandated in the state of Florida in some places. Just all the woke shit that was going on during the coronavirus, he said. His whole campaign for this new year was the runoff of, I'm going to end this and I'm going to fine people for doing this. The school boards for mandating baby children to wear masks all the time were supposed to get fined. None of them did. He literally backed down from that. I said, oh, I'm not going to do it now. That was the whole basis of why I got people to vote for this. You know what I mean? The whole purpose of that is I wanted to see action. Literally, the first time he's taken action against the woke LGBTQ shit was just this week when he announced he's going to run for president. That's the first time he's taken action. So you wait. You've been the governor for how long here? And you promised us this the whole time. You wait until you say, first of all, you lied to us. Sorry, I lied to you. I promised you I'd stay as the governor if you voted for me. I promised I'd run my whole term, but I lied. I never planned on doing that. I backstabbed Trump. I said I was going to run in his VP, but I lied. I'm not really going to do that. I'm going to talk shit about Trump, the man that endorsed me, and he's the only reason I'm the governor in this fucking state. If Trump would have endorsed somebody else, that's who would be our governor right now. You understand that, right? He literally got the nomination. You realize he almost lost to a crackhead that literally got arrested 2 weeks after the election, his first time, by 8 votes. He only won by 8 votes. And the dude got arrested for drug trafficking 2 weeks later. He would have been kicked out anyway. You know? That's a real story. That's Ron DeSantis' first running. He was also a congressman for 2 years that got nothing accomplished. So I'm pissed off at you, Ron. You promised us pretty things. You said for the social media people in this state, this was one of the biggest things people voted for you for. And it was all gaslighting. You were going to make it to where we could have accountability for our shit being censored for First Amendment violation reasons. But then, right before you passed the bill, you yourself wrote for the politicians only in it. Fuck the citizens, right? So the politicians can sue big tech in the state of Florida. You guys do understand that, right? The politicians can sue big tech in the state of Florida, but we can't. For losing everything that we owned and getting canceled into oblivion. We can't. But they can. So, that's not the kind of person I want trying to run a country, bro. And he just announced, I don't know. I don't even want to go into it anymore, man. You people are going to be blind and not look at any facts, just like you always are. Might as well call yourself liberals. Anyone that's going to vote for somebody as president just based off the fact that they think Trump is toxic, you're literally a progressive liberal. Because that's their literal whole viewpoint of running for office. That's what they run on, is defaming Trump. You understand, he wasn't toxic until he started speaking out against the corporate media, right? He wasn't toxic before, all these years when he's helped more black people than most of the people in America and helped more people through his companies than most people have. He wasn't toxic then. Everybody begged him to run for president. Everybody begged him. The moment he spoke out against the establishment and the corrupt media, now he's toxic. He's toxic. And then Republicans, you sit and you watch mainstream media, and now you're like, oh, Trump's toxic. We got to have DeSantis. Do you kidding me, dude? The liberals hate DeSantis just as much as they hate Trump. As a matter of fact, they call him baby Hitler. Okay, so it's just going to be another situation. Now it's going to be a more fucked up situation because you non-loyal people that might as well be liberals and just stay on that side and not come to us for help if a civil war breaks out because you're not welcome. Because we already know you don't have loyalty. You can eat a dick, a big fat bag of dicks, multi-sized and colors, because that's just dumb. That's just, I don't get it. You're being led by the mainstream media that you don't want to be led by. Meh, meh, meh. See if I can speak your language for you. Meh, 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 meh. Do you understand now? Because that's what you sound like to me when you talk shit about the only man that's ever done anything for you recently in history. He's still out here fighting for you, and he's not the president. He's still got more power than all these motherfuckers. He's not even the president. That's still all these people talk about. You know that they don't want him back in office so bad because all they do is talk shit about him. And he's not even doing anything. They're still trying to sue him and indict him. All kinds of stuff, bro. It's nuts. And then they got the jurors from his indictments coming out on live TV and flat out saying, I just want to see Donald Trump get indicted. That's the only reason I'm doing this. What the fuck? Looking like a bugged out crackhead. Straight shifty-eyed looking around like hell. Clearly smoking crack with Hunter in the back office there. Now, Fauci's about to go to prison. Have y'all been watching his hearings? Oh, Fauci's about to go to prison. He's like, you can't prosecute me. And they're like, oh, yeah, the fuck we can, bitch. We can get your ass, boy. So that whole shit with Fauci, I think he's about to be in prison, honestly. He's the scapegoat. He's the scapegoat. He's gonna have to end up taking that time in the butt. And you better believe they're gonna line him up in prison, bro. After everything he's done, they're gonna line him up. You know what kind of stipulations these prisoners had to be under because of Fauci? They're going to line him up and bend him over in every direction. 5 or 6 at a time, bro. They had it worse than we did. You think our lockdowns were bad? Those motherfuckers were in solitary confinement, bro. They only came out 1 or 2 at a time. They had no social interaction through this stuff because of him. That's the last place he wants to go. I have a feeling Fauci's going to flee the country soon. I have a feeling once the actual indictment starts and he gets subpoenaed to court, I have a feeling he's going to flee the country. Because they already know it's gain of function now. Have you seen him trying to weasel out his way out? Dude, the fear in his eyes and his hands are like this when he's talking at those hearings, bro. He's like, he's looking around, dude. He's clearly a deer caught in the headlights. He's trying to, we changed it, even a minute. We changed the definition of that. So that's not gain of function research anymore. That's the literal definition of gain of function research, what they did. Taking the virus and making it transmissible to humans, to mammals, So now all these sills are dying because they did the same thing 10 years ago with the avian flu, which I'll keep telling you this. We don't want to fuck around with that, bro. There starts to be a breakout of avian flu, you better stay away from me. That's one time I'll have a gas mask on, bro. I'll have a radiation suit on. That shit going around, bro. I will go seclude myself to the woods where nobody can find my ass. Because that's a horrible disease. You bleed from your eyes, your nose, your ears. You basically asphyxiate on your own blood. And it's not fast. It's slow and it's very excruciating. Which was never transmittable to humans until we did that. We did that. And they try to justify it. Say, well, one day it might do this. This disease has been around since the history of humans. It's never been transmittable to humans. So now we find out that they're working with fungal viruses Yeah, I'll probably be the first one you hear that from. And I will go back on the science website that I found this. America and Japan are working on a fungal virus. Do you understand how shitty that would be? That would destroy the planet. There's no population control. That would destroy the world. A fungal virus would destroy the world. There's no way to stop it. We have no way to stop that. You know what I mean? Anyway, we went down the rabbit hole a little bit tonight, guys. I love you all. This dang thing is far too long. Be safe. Lord Jesus, please just bless everybody out there, Lord. Bless all of the people of the world. Watch over us, Lord. Keep us safe. If these are your end of times, Lord, then just bless us in any way you can at these moments and help us, brothers in Christ and sisters in Christ, come together and unite as one people so we can survive as comfortably as possible during all of this, Lord. In your name, amen. Everybody be safe. Everybody be blessed. I'm an hour 25 in. I'm out of here. Like, subscribe, share. A little late for that, right?